I am Malla from Arts Promotion Center Finland, and here behind me
I'm Hannu from city of Rovaniemi. Hello.
And we together with Javier and Irina in Murmansk, and also Nick has been involved from Arkhangelsk in starting this whole thing. But without further ado, I'll let Javier take over. He's going to be our main facilitator today, and I'm doing my best, trying hard to keep up the good connection and so that we can see and hear each other throughout the whole day. And before you were watching us, you saw the people here in Rovaniemi who come from village associations and other organizations, and there are individual artists and very interesting people from around Rovaniemi. But I cannot turn the computer anymore or I lose the connection again. But yeah, Javier, I let you speak now.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mala, and welcome everyone. I'm very happy to see such a nice group of people here gathered today from all over the place in the north. My name is Javier Rodriguez, and I've been co-developing this project with Mala, Hannu, and Irina in Murmansk. So I'm going to go a little bit, I'm going to be brief in this presentation in the beginning of our session. I'm going to talk about how Cultural Paths project came to be, our key motivations, and then move into the working format of this first edition of the Village Symposium. So the idea of the Cultural Paths was proposed in the beginning during discussions that happened at a cross-disciplinary project led by Taike, and Mala was actually the leader of this project back in 2018 and 2019, happening across Russia, Finland, and Lithuania. It was then that this whole team met for the first time, and some of the network partners now working with us here today as well. In a nutshell, the initiative explored the potential of culture as a force of sustainable development across the Nordic region. And the reason why I'm telling you this part of the story is because I feel it is important and relevant to highlight the importance of cross-border network-led initiatives to establish long-term cooperation, which is one of the main subjects and important aspects of Cultural Paths as a network in itself. Allowing time and adaptability is a key factor in the context of rural cultural development schemes, I believe. So Cultural Paths intends to operate as a mediator and facilitator in co-designing project implementations and exchanges within the network. Such initiatives stemming from your individual and collective motivations and areas of interest. That is, in other words, we want to create exchanges and projects that have a meaningful and positive footprint in our individual practices and in the villages and rural areas where we are operating from, within a realistic and coherent framework that looks at short, mid, and long-term timelines. That is, we're trying to, for example, here today, we will be working within a very limited time, obviously. We just have, a few hours online. So we will try to trace and put seeds into germination for future pilot projects that we can co-develop over the time that we will be, working together. The Village Symposium will occur in 2 editions, as you hopefully read in the website and all the information that we've been spreading. The first one today, as I said, it will be a focus group. We didn't invite so many people because of the limitations and restrictions that we have facing at the moment. So we will be just working in smaller working groups to try to trace some synergies and put some seeds into germination for future implementations. The second meeting will happen hopefully in spring 2021, when things will, we all hope that things will be a little bit more calm in terms of these restrictions regarding COVID-19. So as you read in the program, we will start with a series of presentations, followed by my introduction now from some of the network partners and invited participants. And then we move on to the practical working groups. These sessions will follow a very simple structure. We will divide participants into 2 groups, each working with the given themes of the preceding presentations. I think we will try to, because we are a little bit behind schedule, we will try to start with the presentations very soon. The first meeting of our aim is for us to get to, as I was saying, you know, we will try to get to know each other in the beginning throughout these presentations, and then in the working groups we'll have a bit of time to allow, you know, ourselves to be, you know, to ask some questions, relevant information that we are missing with the presentations, and the people who didn't present themselves will have an opportunity to, you know, to speak to each other. These sessions are, you know, meant to be very relaxed, quite informal, and just, you know, we're just providing a space basically to for us to, you know, to meet each other and put into paper some of the ideas that we have or may have for the future development of this network and the motivations that we have in working together. So I think we can start very soon with the presentations. If you have any questions right now to me, please do so. You can unmute your microphones. Yes, Mala.
Do I have my microphone on?
Yes, you do.
Yes. Here was a question already earlier when I briefly talked about the project in Finnish here, and I was asked who is Javier and what is his background. So could you use a minute to tell who you are?
Yes. Okay. So I am an artist, and I've been working in London for over 20 years, living and working in London. And 2 years ago, I started my journey into the Arctic spheres. I was co-developing some projects with an initiative in Sweden, which is how I got to meet Malla and join this group and this co-development project that I was mentioning in the beginning. And I got really fascinated by the region and really fell in love with it. And I decided to to co-develop this project as much as possible over the last 2 years, and I managed to create this wonderful team with Mala and Hannu in creating this cultural paths network. My field of interest is cultural heritage and cooperation and skilled and education training. Those are the main fields of interest of my, you know, in my background. I also lead a project called Standard Thinking, which has been based in London for 7 or 8 years. It's a collaborative project that I try to establish and to basically facilitate workshops, art interventions, residencies, and other research type initiatives all across Europe. So that's a little bit in a nutshell who I am. I'm originally from Venezuela as well. But lived most of my life in England.
There's a question.
Is that sufficient?
What is your field of art?
My field, multidisciplinary art, really. I mean, as an artist, as an individual artist, I worked in different fields such as collage, video, and installation. But about 10 years ago, I decided to leave the production of artifacts themselves and went into more facilitation of community-led projects and things to do with development of cultural heritage and this field of action.
Okay. Joo, eli hän on niin ollut monialainen taiteilija, kollaaseja, videotaidetta, mediataidetta, mutta viime vuosina hän on niin jättänyt sen taiteellisen työn tekemisen oikeastaan ja siirtynyt tällaisiin niin kehittämishankkeisiin ja just yhteistyöhön, ja erityisesti tämmöinen kulttuuriperintö kiinnostaa häntä ja just tämmöinen yhteisöjen kanssa työskentely ja fasilitointi mahdollista. Ja
hän näkee sen varmaan niin kuin taiteen myöskin.
Short translation.
Yes, of course.
More questions about the project or questions to Javier? Or shall I introduce our first speaker?
Yeah, if anyone online, as you know, this symposium has been a little bit challenging in a way to organize, because originally we were all meant to be in one space, but obviously, the restrictions that we are facing now have prevented us to do so. So we will be, trying to make it as smooth as possible with the people who are present in Rovaniemi and all of us who are in our individual, houses and villages where we are operating from. So if anyone from the online group has any questions, please do so now. Otherwise, we will go ahead with the first presentations. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I don't have the program at hand, but I think it was first the Heritage Museum